Hey everyone, Rich Gasaway here. Just a quick reminder that all the SA Matters show episodes are now available on YouTube, in addition to iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and Google Play. Some of the guests I interview for near-miss events have video and audio clips to share, and I wanted a way not just to talk about the videos, but to show them as well. So we're posting all the episodes on YouTube. Before I kick off this episode, I want to take a moment to talk about the live virtual training that is now available. How does it work? Well, it's kind of like a webinar. I come to your organization live via the internet, train your members on situational awareness and high-risk decision-making, but it's live, real-time, actually talking back and forth and carrying on conversations, just like if we were in a classroom. So for less than $1,000, you can train your entire team on situational awareness. Virtual training truly is the easiest and most affordable way to train your team on this important topic. If you want to learn more about the live virtual training, visit the SA Matters website and click on the orange box on the right side of the homepage labeled Virtual Training Programs. If you want to talk to me about this program and how you can incorporate it into your training schedule, just click the Contact Us tab on the top of the homepage, and I'll give you a call. All right, that's enough of the announcements. Roll that SA Matters show intro. Today's episode is sponsored by Midwest Fire. For more than 20 years, Midwest Fire has been manufacturing high-quality tankers, tanker pumpers, and fire rescue vehicles in the United States and Canada. Keeping firefighters safe while enhancing their capabilities is what they do best. To learn more, go to MidwestFire.com.
Well, this is Captain Dave Martin, Health and Safety Officer for Yakima County Fire District 5, and you are listening to the SA Matters radio show with Dr. Rich Gasaway. The SA Matters mission is simple. They want to help us see the bad things coming in time to avoid bad outcomes.
Hello and welcome to episode 209 of the Situational Awareness Matters radio show. I'm your host, Rich Gasaway. The purpose of this show is to improve situational awareness and decision-making for individuals and teams who work in high-risk, high-consequence, time-compressed environments with changing conditions. The SA Matters mission is simple: to help you see the bad things coming in time to avoid bad outcomes. I've been sharing the message of situational awareness and high-risk decision-making at conferences and live events for individual organizations for 13 years now, and have trained just over 65,000 students, including first responders, industrial workers, military personnel, business leaders, medical professionals, utility workers, aviation workers, oil refinery operators, and more. This message truly is for anyone who works in a high-risk, high-stress environment. I am dedicated to offering you a message of hope and a message of inspiration, and to helping you accomplish the most important goal of all: to go home to the ones who love you. And speaking of sharing the message, today I'm coming to you from my office in Minnesota. I barely, and I mean barely, made it home from Evansville, Indiana yesterday, just in time for Snowmageddon. As I look out the window of my office, the snow is coming down at a rate of about 2 inches per hour, and the wind gusts are exceeding 40 miles per hour, creating blizzard conditions. The predicted snowfall accumulation here is 18 to 24 inches, and the Minneapolis-St. Paul Airport is closed today, which is pretty doggone rare. But I had a great time in Evansville, teaching the supervisory leadership program, now for the 5th time there. Thank you to Fire Chief Mike Conley for your wonderful hospitality and for putting forth the effort to bring this powerful message to your officers. Before I dive into today's feature segment on tacit knowledge, I want to take a moment to talk about this leadership development program. Some of you know my second passion after situational awareness is developing the leadership skills of supervisors, something I didn't do a very good job of when I was a boss. I was guilty of promoting supervisors before they were prepared to lead others, and that was my fault. And then I got frustrated when they didn't know how to provide good leadership to their teams or how to resolve personnel issues, and that was my fault too. So I created the Supervisory Development Institute. This program can be customized to run anywhere from 2 days to 5 days. And no matter how long the program is, there's no PowerPoint. Did you hear that? No PowerPoint. Can you imagine a week-long class that doesn't use PowerPoint? Is that even possible? Not only is it possible, but it's a better way to learn the skills essential to good leadership. When adults are engaged in the process of learning and not just being lectured to or read slides, learning can be fun. And the important part is the lessons stick. In this program, we share practical, actionable best practices for leadership, problem solving, conflict resolution, teamwork, communications, motivation, accountability, generational leadership, discipline, coaching for performance improvement, and more. So when your supervisors are sick and tired of being sick and tired of the frustrations of dealing with adults who act like children, or have selfish agendas, or undermine the mission of the organization, or destroy the morale, contact me for a program that will teach your supervisors a different and better way to lead and to hold underperformers accountable. One of the questions I get asked a lot by readers of the blog and listeners and viewers of the show are, when are you coming to my area, or where are you going to be next? Great questions, and I've made the answer really easy to find out. If you go to the SA Matters website, on the right side of the home page, there's a series of colored boxes. Look for the blue box that says live training dates, and all the dates will be listed there. All right, let's jump into our feature segment talking about tacit knowledge. Tacit knowledge is a collection of life's experiences, education, training, etc., that resides outside of conscious awareness. As you traverse through life, you're constantly gathering and assessing information. This is accomplished through sensory input: seeing, hearing, feeling, tasting, and smelling. The senses are always on, always capturing data. Sometimes you're aware of the data being captured, and sometimes you're not. Sometimes you're able to readily recall stored data, and sometimes you're not. Tacit knowledge is the collection of life's experiences, education, and training that resides outside of conscious awareness. It's the knowledge one possesses that helps tap into intuition, a vital component of making high-stress, high-consequence, rapid decisions. As you go through life, you purposefully acquire a lot of information. You also acquire as much, if not more, information unintentionally. Your senses are very perceptive to environmental clues and cues, and they're always processing and analyzing what is happening around you. While you may not know it, your brain is recording and storing some of those experiences. That is part of your tacit knowledge. As you consciously navigate through life, you're also perceiving and storing information. Some of this information you can recall quickly and flawlessly. Some of it is difficult to remember. The information stored but outside of ready recall regions is in part your tacit knowledge. As you have similar experiences over and over again, your brain stores patterns of information from those experiences that become routines your brain can call upon to guide your decision-making and actions. Those stored patterns are, in part, your tacit knowledge. This is what allows you to know that a restroom in a restaurant is going to be located at the front of the building or the back of the building, and rarely, if ever, on the sides of the building. Past experiences, stored as patterns of knowledge, coupled with observations of the current environment, allows your intuition to guide you. Magic knowledge. During my situational awareness programs, we discuss tacit knowledge a lot because of how vital it is to the decision-making process of expert-level decision-makers, and how challenging it can be for non-expert decision-makers to understand how their expert counterparts make such good decisions with what appears to be such limited information, and doing so while under stress and time compression. When interviewed, even the experts can struggle to explain how they know what they know, because the knowledge is tacit or unconscious. The process of locating it, comprehending it, and applying it to the current situation, and the resulting intuition that guides the decision, all lay outside of conscious awareness. This makes the knowledge appear to be mystical, perhaps even magical. The curse of knowledge. Most novices yearn to be taught by the experts on how to make good decisions under stressful conditions. Yet many experts struggle with being able to explain how they know what they know. They can suffer from the curse of knowledge, possessing so much expertise that it becomes second nature and difficult to articulate to others. Some college professors I've had at the undergraduate level suffered from the curse of knowledge. They taught at a level that I am confident made perfect sense to them, but was way over the heads of almost everyone in the class, including me. When asked simple questions, the professors would either admonish the inquisitive youth or launch into an explanation that was so complex that it only made understanding even that much more difficult. It is relatively easy as a process to teach novices about clues and cues that are present in a high-risk environment. But it is much more difficult to teach novices the meaning of clues and cues if the clues and cues are not present. Negative clues and cues are those clues and cues that are absent in an environment. Can't see them, can't hear them. And these clues and cues can be critically important to understanding what is going on. Because of their limited knowledge and experiences, novices won't be able to comprehend the missing information, the negative clues and cues. But the experts will be able to, and that will help the expert make better decisions. Developing tacit knowledge. The only way to develop tacit knowledge is exposure to new experiences. We call that learning. And repetitive exposure to existing experiences. We call that practice. Novices can advance the development of tacit knowledge by training in realistic and repetitive scenarios and by exposure to lessons of past successes and failures, like incident reports, case studies, and videos. The more realistic the experience is made for the novice, the more likely the experience will seep into unconscious knowledge. For example, being told about an incident third hand where details are limited will not be as effective as being told about the incident firsthand from the person who was present and can provide elaborative details. Reading a magazine article on an incident may not be as effective as reviewing a case study that includes the backstory in comprehensive details. Reviewing a near-miss report may not be as effective as creating or recreating it in a simulation-type scenario that allows the student to actually experience the near-miss or a line-of-duty death in as close of circumstances that replicate what really happened, including real-time type of exposure. Can you lose your tacit knowledge? And the short answer is yes. It's well documented that human memory is bolstered through periodic re-exposure to knowledge. Periodic refreshers help keep the connections to tacit knowledge strong. This is why it's so important that team members adopt a mantra of being lifelong learners and never stop training, even when they think they've mastered their craft. Repetition improves recall. There are several notations I want to make from this discussion. First, novices need to understand and respect their limited decision-making abilities in dynamically changing environments because they lack tacit knowledge. There may be few things as dangerous as a team member with 2 years of experience who thinks they know it all. Second, experienced decision makers need to understand they possess more knowledge than they're consciously aware of, and they're able to use that subconscious knowledge in their decision making. This can cause an expert decision maker to become frustrated with a novice decision maker because it appears obvious that to the expert that the answer to the problem was common sense, but that common sense decision may not have been so apparent to the novice. Finally, experts should adopt a mindset of wanting to help the novice tap into the expert's intuition. This may initially be frustrating for an expert because they will find themselves being asked questions that they may have no idea how to answer, because the answers lay outside of their conscious awareness. The expert who can display patience in this process will become a prized teacher. I have a favor to ask of you, the listeners and viewers of this show. The primary reason I created this show was to provide a platform for those who've experienced near-miss events to share their stories. The experiences that have been shared with me on this show have been nothing short of amazing and extremely educational, and I'd like to get more of those lessons learned shared with listeners and viewers, but I need your help to do that. So if you've experienced or witnessed a near-miss event and would like to have a platform to share your lessons learned with others, contact me by visiting the SA Matters website and clicking on the Contact Us tab on the top of the homepage. Think about it for a moment. The lessons learned from your near-miss event could save someone's life. That's really powerful. What a wonderful gift it would be. If you want to share your experiences, contact me. I'd like to take a moment to share some feedback that I received from a program participant. Chief, thank you greatly for your time in your program. While the information you shared will not help the personnel I have taught in the past, it will greatly impact my teachings going forward. I have a lot of years left in the fire service and many more to be an educator, both to paramedics and firefighters. Thank you again, Chief. Sincerely, Dale Askew, Captain of Havelock Fire Rescue. Thank you, Dale, for that feedback. I really, really do appreciate it. If you want to send me some feedback, you can do that by just going to the SA Matters website and clicking on the Contact Us tab. Okay, as I always do, I want to take a moment to thank the companies and organizations and agencies and departments that have hosted situational awareness training for their team members. I do this to show my appreciation to those who put forth the time and the effort to organize, advertise, and fund training for their team on this important topic. Recent Situational Awareness Matters tour stop events included the University of Maryland's National Fire Service Staff and Command Program, Syncrude Canada, where I trained oil refinery operators, the Louisiana Fire Chiefs Association Conference, where I provided a keynote and a breakout, the International Association of Fire Chiefs, where I presented at the Company Officer Leadership Series in Orlando, Florida, the Minnesota Department of Transportation program in Camp Ripley, Minnesota, and the Bureau of Land Management Leadership Symposium in Billings, Montana. If you're interested in attending an upcoming SA Matters Tour Stop event, you can join me on April 25 to 28 at the FDIC in Indianapolis, Indiana, April 30 at the Idaho Fire Chiefs Conference in Sun Valley, Idaho, May 1 through 3, a program for Georgia Pacific in Madison, Georgia, May 5, Spruce Grove, Alberta, May 10, the West Virginia Public Safety Expo in Charleston, West Virginia, May 11th, Paramedical Services of Illinois in Chicago, May 19th, a program hosted by Greensburg, Pennsylvania Fire Department. May 22, I'll be in St. Francis, Minnesota. May 24, the I-Women's Conference in Tysons Corner, Virginia. May 26th, the New Brunswick Fire Chiefs Conference in Fredericktown, New Brunswick. And May 29th, back in St. Francis, Minnesota. If you're interested in seeing all the locations of the upcoming Situational Awareness Matters Tour Stop events, head over to the SA Matters website and click on that blue box on the right side labeled Live Training Dates. Just keep in mind the program schedule is always changing, so check back often. If you're interested in hosting a Situational Awareness Matters Tour Stop event for your organization, just go to SA Matters and click the Contact Us tab. There are already 80-plus programs scheduled in 2018 and some already scheduled into 2019. Just a heads up, the 2018 filled up, or is filling up, I should say, much faster than I expected, and I'm running low on available dates. This is causing me to push some of what otherwise would have been 2018 programs into 2019 sooner than I expected, which means the 2019 inventory of dates is also going to become scarce. What a great problem to have, knowing that the situational awareness topic is so popular, but it's also creating some challenges for program hosts to get their programs scheduled on a specific date. The more flexible your dates, the more likely we are to be able to accommodate your request. If you want to save some money, consider hosting a companion program. This is a program on an adjoining day to a program that I'm already doing, and you can save as much as 20% off your program fee by being a companion. So if you're interested, visit the SA Matters website, Contact Us tab, and I got some great staff that'll get things set up for you. The last time I delivered programs in southwest Minnesota, I stopped by to visit the sponsor of this podcast show, Midwest Fire. Midwest Fire is a fire truck manufacturing company that makes amazing all-poly-bodied fire apparatus that's changing the industry. If you haven't checked them out yet, you need to. Just go to MidwestFire.com. That's MidwestFire.com. Anyhow, while I was there, I got a chance to sit down and talk to some of their employees about what separates Midwest Fire from their competitors. Here we got a chance to talk about the all-poly design of the Midwest Fire trucks. Let's listen in. Okay, Dalton, I see in the advertisements that one of the things that differentiates Midwest Fire from their competitors is this all-poly design. So what does that mean, all poly? Yeah, describe that for me.
Yeah, well, poly is actually pretty common in the industry. Poly tanks are seen inside bodies all over. Manufacturers do them all the time. They've started around the 80s, I believe. But all poly means that our tank and body is all poly integrated. It's one big superstructure. You're not sliding a tank inside of a body. You're not sliding a tank anywhere. It's actually one big built body that we do, and it's made of 3/4 inch copolymer. It's extremely durable, and it's industrial grade, and it's the kind of poly you can beat the crap out of.
Okay, well, I'm a little bit of a skeptic there, because you say that poly is durable, and I own a lot of things that are plastic. In fact, I was just at home last week, and we had this appliance that had plastic parts on it, and I accidentally dropped it on the floor, and it didn't shatter, but it just cracked so easy, and I only dropped it, a couple of feet. So I'm a skeptic. When you say poly is durable, I think of poly or plastic as something that isn't durable, that's going to crack easy or dent easy. So you got to convince me on this one.
Well, yeah, trucks and shoes definitely come up with poly. But let me grab down here something really quick. As you can probably see on the screen right now, this is a piece of poly that we use. It is the same type of material, the same thickness. It's 3/4 inch. And what you might notice on here is it has bullet holes. So basically, if you trust a bulletproof vest to take bullet holes, I mean, when they first tested it, they wanted to shoot holes through it and see if it worked. And you can shoot holes through it. So what do? We did the same exact thing. We wanted to shoot holes in the theory that poly wasn't durable and poly wasn't reliable. And we tried to shoot holes through it, but you can see right here, the bullets actually could not go through. And there's actually a bullet stuck in the bottom of this one because it wouldn't get all the way through. Now, truth be told, there was one weapon that did go through this piece of poly, and it was a 30-06 high caliber rifle. It did go through, but that's a 30-06 high caliber rifle.
So it was a 45 caliber on the other side?
Yep.
And so what I'm looking at is essentially there's marks on the poly where the bullets hit, but as you show me the backside, it didn't go all the way through.
No, yeah, and the backside doesn't even have any dents on the backside.
Huh.
Actually, when we were doing this test video, one of the bullets, I think it was on the 380, actually bounced off back towards the person that shot the piece of poly. So no, the bullets did not go through. They actually either stuck in there or they bounced off.
Okay.
That's how strong this stuff actually is.
All right, so there you have it, right from the horse's mouth, shooting holes, literally, in the concept that poly is not a durable product on which to build a fire truck. So if you're interested in learning more, check them out at MidwestFire.com. Thank you, Midwest Fire President Sarah Atchison, and all your staff for your awesome commitment to improving the safety of first responders. I really appreciate your support of my mission. If you want to get connected with me and be part of the SA Matters community of learners, there's a couple of ways you can do that. There are over 50,000 people connected through membership of our newsletter, podcast subscribers, YouTube subscribers, followers of our Facebook page, connected with us on Twitter and LinkedIn, where we share ideas about how to improve situational awareness and how to make better decisions under stress, how to improve the skills of critical thinking and resilient problem solving. Let's start with the newsletter. The newsletter is completely free. The newsletter will come to you by email once a month and contains featured content from the blog, the podcast, and YouTube. And occasionally I'll offer some special discounts for books, videos, virtual training, the online academy, even live events. And those specials are exclusively for the newsletter subscribers. The newsletter is truly the best way for us to stay in touch with each other. Now, there's two ways you can subscribe to the newsletter. First, maybe the easiest, is if you have a smartphone, just text SA Matters to 22828. That's the letter S as in Sam, the letter A as in Adam, and the word matters. All together as one word, SA Matters, to 22828. Be sure to watch your autocorrect on your phone because it might try to change the word SA Matters to something else. If you do it right, you'll get a text message back to enter your email address. And once you do that, you're all signed up for the newsletter. Now, I know some of you don't have smartphones, or you might not like doing that texting thing. In that case, you just go to the SA Matters website and click on the red box on the right side of the homepage labeled Free Membership. You can subscribe to the podcast by searching for SA Matters Radio on iTunes, or Stitcher Radio, or Google Play. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel by searching for SA Matters TV on YouTube. You can follow the SA Matters page on Facebook. You can follow @Rich Gasaway on Twitter, or you can search for Rich Gasaway on LinkedIn. The SA Matters show and SA Matters TV YouTube channel has enjoyed over 800,000 downloads and views, making this show officially the longest running, fastest growing, safety-focused show on the internet. And I'm looking for an additional sponsor. So if you know a company that might be interested in advertising their product or service on this show, have them contact me through the SA Matters website. Well, that's it. Episode 209 is complete. Thank you to our awesome sponsor, Midwest Fire. Thank you to all the companies and agencies and organizations that have hosted Situational Awareness Matters classroom programs. Thank you to all of the organizations that have hosted the virtual internet-based training events. Thank you to the more than 2,000 students and graduates of the acclaimed SA Matters Online Academy. And most importantly, thank you, the listeners and the viewers of this show, for sharing some of your valuable time with me today. I really appreciate your support of the SA Matters mission. Be safe out there, and may the peace of the Lord and strong situational awareness be with you always.
You've been listening to the Situational Awareness Matters radio show with Dr. Richard B. Gasaway. If you are interested in learning more about situational awareness, human factors, and decision-making under stress, visit samatters.com. If you are interested in booking Dr. Gasaway for an upcoming event, visit his personal website at richgasaway.com.